First up, let's talk about the royal blood running through these tiny puffballs. Yep, these little dogs didn't just start their lives as purse-sized fluff balls. They were adored by kings, queens, and even emperors. Let's go way back to the royal courts of Europe. Believe it or not, Pomeranians were once much larger, some even weighing over 20 pounds. But their love affair with royalty started when Queen Victoria of England fell head over heels for the breed. Imagine this, a queen falling in love with these little dogs so much that she personally helped popularize the Pomeranian we know today. She actually brought one back from Florence, and the rest is history. Queen Victoria wasn't just any royal, she was one of the most influential trendsetters of her time. When she made it clear that these tiny, fluffy companions were her breed of choice, the world took note. Suddenly, everyone wanted a Pom just like the Queen's, and here's a little fun fact. When she fell in love with them, she even had breeders work to downsize them to that small, cute, pocket size we all know and adore today. Imagine Poms back then, bigger and fluffier, almost like mini sled dogs. But thanks to Queen Victoria, they got cuter and smaller. In fact, Queen Victoria owned several Pomeranians, but her favorite was named Marco, who apparently was quite the celebrity at court. And I mean, who could blame her? With those fluffy coats and bright, alert eyes, it's like they were born to be adored. But their royal history is just the tip of the iceberg. So now that we know they're fit for a queen, let's dive into the Pom's surprising heritage. These little guys weren't always lapdogs. In fact, they have a very chill background that might surprise you. Their ancestral roots as sled dogs. Alright, folks, buckle up because this next fact is a real shocker. These little fluff balls that fit perfectly in a handbag. They come from a long line of hardy sled dogs. Yes, you heard that right. Pomeranians were once part of the mighty working dog world, and they've got the spunky attitude to prove it. Pomeranians belong to the Spitz family, which means they're actually related to powerful sled-pulling dogs like the Alaskan Malamute and the Siberian Husky. Imagine one of those fluffy little Poms out in the snowy Arctic, hauling sleds and braving the icy winds, well, okay, maybe not quite the pint-sized Poms we see today, but their ancestors were built for hard work. It's like having a Chihuahua as a descendant of a lion. The contrast is wild. But here's the thing, their ancestors weren't just fluffy. These dogs were bred for stamina and resilience, traits that the Pomeranian still carries in their energetic personality and, dare I say, their I-can-do-it-all attitude. So, while they're definitely not pulling sleds today, you can see hints of that Spitz determination every time a Pom prances around with a boss dog attitude. They've got a whole lot of big dog energy packed into that small frame. And let's be real, that energy, it has to go somewhere. Poms may not be pulling sleds anymore, but they are full of spunk and love a good adventure, even if it's just around your living room. The tiny yet fierce watchdog instinct. Alright, so here's a surprising tidbit about Pomeranians that's bound to make you laugh. Don't be fooled by their size. These little fluff balls actually think they're full-fledged guard dogs, that's right, under all that cuteness. There's a watchdog ready to sound the alarm at the slightest hint of an intruder. Picture this. You're having a peaceful day at home, when suddenly your Pom hears a leaf rustle outside. What do? They launch into full security mode. Whether it's the mailman, a suspicious-looking butterfly, or even a family member coming home, they'll make sure you're on high alert. It's like they're thinking, if I bark loud enough, I'll convince everyone that I'm 10 times my size. In their minds, they're basically a German Shepherd, just a little compact. I actually heard a story about one Pom that tried to protect their owner from a vacuum cleaner. The little guy barked non-stop, circling the vacuum like a miniature security guard. And the best part? The vacuum wasn't even on. So, while you may not be counting on them to guard the house, you'll definitely get your fill of laughs watching them take on the world. One bark at a time, trust me, it's like having a feisty little toddler who's convinced they're the boss. A double coat that requires care. Pomeranian owners know all too well their fluffy little friends have a double-layered coat. Yep, these little fluff balls come with not just one, but 2 layers of luxurious fur. And while that coat might look adorable, it definitely comes with a catch. This double coat means your Pom's fluffiness is always on point, but only if you're prepared to brush, comb, and groom on the regular. Otherwise, things can get, let's just say, a little tangled. And then there's shedding season, or as Pom owners call it, the Pom-curious. Twice a year, these little guys shed so much that you'll swear there's a second dog hiding somewhere in all that fur. During Pom-curious, your life revolves around lint rollers, vacuums, and the unshakable feeling that fur is now a permanent part of your wardrobe. And no matter how much you brush, they somehow seem to have more to shed. It's like they have a magical fur fountain. So here's the trick. Regular grooming. A brush a day keeps the fur bunnies away. Or at least keeps them from taking over your home. Invest in a good comb and maybe a second vacuum cleaner. You're going to need it. Big personalities in a small package. Let's talk about possibly the most hilarious thing about Pomeranians. These little guys don't seem to realize they're tiny. For a dog that can fit in your handbag, Pomeranians come with a personality the size of a Great Dane. Poms have this big dog energy that's honestly hard not to love. They walk into a room, or, a park, like they own the place. Other dogs are minding their business, and you're Pom. Oh, they are there to let everyone know who's boss. They're bold, they're lively, and they have this quirky confidence that'll keep you laughing. Don't be surprised if you catch your Pom giving the stink eye to a vacuum cleaner or barking at the intruder next door, aka a squirrel. Pomeranians love to put on a show. They'll do spins, hops, and little pounces, like they're trying to win Best in Show in your living room. They're tiny entertainers with a flair for the dramatic. So, we've seen that Poms come with a big heart and an even bigger attitude, but there's one last thing we need to cover, and it's what makes all those quirks and fluffiness worth it. Highly intelligent and easy to train, mostly. Alright, here's something you might not expect. Pomeranians are little geniuses in fur coats. They're highly intelligent and, believe it or not, quite trainable, well, most of the time. Pomeranians are super smart, which means they can pick up tricks and commands in no time. But that intelligence, it comes with a side of sass. Sometimes they act like they know better, and if they're not in the mood, well, good luck getting their attention. Here's the thing, Pomeranians love praise and treats, so positive reinforcement is the way to go. Training can be a breeze if you keep it fun and rewarding. Short, playful sessions are best to keep them engaged. Just be ready for a little bit of attitude every now and then. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Sometimes it's all about timing. Poms are quick thinkers and they know when they'll get something out of it. They're not shy about showing you who's really in control. Hint, it's not always the human. The Pomeranians smile. Why they always look happy. Why do Pomeranians always look like they're smiling? No matter the time of day or their mood, these little furballs just can't help but look like they're having the time of their lives. The secret to their cheery expression actually lies in the shape of their face. Pomeranians have a slightly upturned mouth and expressive eyes that give them that constant, friendly smile. And don't let that grin fool you. Just because they look happy doesn't mean they're thrilled about everything. Pomeranians can be little divas, but their adorable faces will have you thinking they're content, even if they're secretly judging your treat selection. This constant smile is one of the reasons people fall in love with Poms. They look so approachable and friendly, like they're ready to join you on an adventure at a moment's notice. long life expectancy, and senior Pomeranian care. Did you know that Pomeranians can be around for quite a while? These little buddies often live up to 15 years or more. So, if you're thinking about bringing a Pom into your life, you're signing up for a long-term friend. Keeping a Pom healthy as they age is all about routine care, regular vet visits, proper diet, and staying active. As they get older, you may notice them slowing down a bit or getting a little gray around the muzzle, but don't let that fool you. Senior Poms still have plenty of love to give. Social butterflies. They love people but need socialization. Now here's a fun fact. Pomeranians absolutely love people. They're like little celebrities, always ready to work the room and make friends. But with all that friendliness, early socialization is key to keep them well-mannered. They want to be the center of attention wherever they go. Seriously, if they had their way, they'd be in every selfie and invited to every gathering. But with great charm comes great responsibility, so make sure they're well socialized. It'll help them enjoy the spotlight without barking their way through it. Tiny, mighty, and full of love. Finally, let's talk about the real reason Poms steal our hearts. They may be small, but they're packed with love and loyalty. Poms are affectionate, loyal, and they form strong bonds with their families. Yes, they come with a few quirks, but all that personality just makes you love them more. So, if you're ready for a furry friend who'll fill your life with laughter, loyalty, and a whole lot of fluff, then a Pomeranian might just be the perfect choice for you. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the wonderful world of Pomeranians. Remember to like, subscribe, and share your own Pom stories in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep those tails wagging.